Hello everyone and welcome back to Manor Lords, welcome back to the great snow melting as we are approaching the end of winter now. We have survived year 1 with all its dangers, with only 2 timber and 5 people we started, and look at our prosperous village. It's still a village, right? But we are of course on big steps towards a city. That is the whole goal here on our Highland Plateau, as I like to call it. I mean, look at the location that we have. Isn't this lovely? We have all this beautiful view all around the village itself. Deep down here we have dark valleys. There's still a bit of fog from the winter. There's some rivers here as well that I haven't seen yet. Very interesting. And overall, yeah, we're just leading a happy life. Hard and harsh and full of dangers, but also a beautiful life it is. Now we continue here right now. The logging camp is being moved a bit further away from the city or the village itself, right over here. That means we are not producing any timber right now, and we are also in the process of finishing up the last burgages here. What we do have now is a lot of tools, and my first act for this new year here is that we finally add some vegetable gardens to my people. In that case here, this is the only thing we can afford right now. The chicken coop and the goat shed cost me each 25 wealth. So 25 regional wealth as it's called. We can only acquire this with a trading post that we don't have yet. So the vegetable garden it is. Construction has started, and this one will now help us build up a more steady production. This one I want to keep empty, to be honest, because it probably would destroy the tree, and I certainly don't want this tree to be destroyed, so we're not doing this. I'm going to assign these vegetable gardens here, right? So these ones. We have the tools for that. It's going to be quite a few of them, really. There you go. So 6 vegetable gardens actually that are now producing food for us as well. Bear in mind though, it's going to take a while, right, before these fields here are going to give us some food. But it's definitely going to help us out then, even though food is not a major problem at the moment. This last building is also now in close to completion. I think we're still waiting on the logging camp there, yes. So as we can see, the workers are on their way. Also, one more timber needs to be brought over here from the worker camp, and then that's that. And there it is finished. Let's assign 3 people to that again right away. It took me longer than expected, so we are a bit low on timber now. And I really want to get a bit more of that in. Yeah, this is our industry zone, as we can see. That is growing now here at the edge of the village. I was talking about a trade post that would probably be the next logical choice, so we can build up some wealth. But I think for now, ooh, that's 4 timber. We cannot really afford it, even though it's not that expensive. Probably would like to have it then somewhere over here. I can continue, however, with assigning a few more vegetable gardens. So also here, right, since we have the tools. And then, yeah, those guys here. For sure. Even though, of course, we should not use all of these here, because there's also... There should also be room for chickens and goats and stuff like that. And also, to be honest, I also like to have some of them having no field or plot being used, but just have an outhouse standing there with a bit of a garden shed, and that's it. And yeah, we actually dropped with the food. We're at 78 now only. All the meat is gone. What's the case here? What's the cause of this? Where's my hunter? There's my hunter. Let's assign a second person to that. Wild animals we have plenty of. They're not hunting any game there, it seems. Going somewhere. There is game though, right? Yes, there is gaming in this forest. And my second hunting camp. It's actually 2 people here. They're only procrastinating, so they're waiting. They're not really working. Why is that the case? There's also 21 wild animals in this area. Somewhere. There they are. So they should definitely go out there and hunt. Now they're doing it again. Okay. Perhaps it was because of February, because they don't really work there. Could be, no idea. Now it is time for that farm. That's why I moved the logging camp over there as well, or it's one of the reasons. And let's go ahead and have the farm. Now for the farm, as I said, we have a bit of a problem there, right? So emmer is perfect. That's wheat. So that's the grain, that's bread that we can make out of that. That's very good. Good fertility overall. For flax, it's not that great, but we don't need that much flax, if at all. For barley, however, it is catastrophic. This is red. We do have a bit of yellow over here, and we do have yellow and green over there. Now, the manor house was planned for this area there, so we should still be able to use this one for barley, and we don't need that much barley, right? It's really not that important. We make a bit of alcohol out of that for entertainment purposes. We don't need as much space as, for example, that we have also for the emmer. So let's go ahead and have our farm then right over there at the edge of town, really. Further out there, right? And behind it we're going to have then some fields, and then it's transitioning into forest area again. And we just need to make sure that we're also not touching those wild animals here, because we definitely don't want to scare them away or something like that. That would be, yeah, catastrophic to say the least. It's March. Let's also check it out. 128 berries, they have regrown. This makes the forager hut active again. So let's assign 3 people. Let's assign 2 people to that. That will be enough. 2 families to this one here. They can start working now as well. Wait a second, I'm not doing this yet with the farm. There is the hunting camp and the forager hut. We both don't need them here anymore. Let's move the forager hut. Let's move it a bit further over there. Let's make a road here also. I think there is a road already, yep. And have the forager hut and the hunter, because the hunter is working over there. The hunter can actually move further up here into my farming district, right? This is entirely possible. And the forager hut, I'm going to move further over here closer to the berries, which is fine. It's having a shorter distance than to collect the berries. And the transporter from the granaries is going to get in the granaries here, right? So it's not that far away really from my forager hut. So this is completely fine. Let's move it a bit further over here. Far further away. There you go. Good location right here by the street. And since we have a bit of room here, I would also like to add some more burgage plots then as well. Do we have a road there? Yes, we do. Just so that I can squeeze in some 2 more houses then here as well. There you go. And this is then the forager hut. And then we have the berries over there. Let's make sure that we don't destroy them though. Very important. So now I can make a proper road out here, right? That goes all the way up here, probably. And then down here again. We could also make it even more curved. Like so. That's looking good. Let's build it. Then we have this one. And now we have, of course, this area still available then for our farming area. To the whole emmer site, for example, and this here can still be city ground more or less. Also look how the vegetable gardens are doing. Crop is already growing, vegetables are growing, and the wifeys are working on the fields, so keeping them busy there a bit. There it is, also our forager hut out here in the wild. In the wilderness. Let's assign some 2 people to that. We do have the workforce, and food is really going down right now, right? So 36 only. Let's assign them right to this, and they should do their jobs quickly. It's also time to finally add the farm. There you go, right out here at the city end. And then we got this area here for the emmer, right? And flax potentially, and this one here for barley. So this should work out just fine. Both directions, as we can see. So yellow is still going to be fine for us. Red, probably not. Red probably means there's nothing growing at all. But we'll just see that. I'm eager to find it out, really. There's the construction. So we still have this one here for city ground, right? And this is going to be a nice marketplace, most likely. Yeah, by now it's spring, April. So the trees and the forests are back to full green. And what I can see still is that there's not a lot of signs here that we have an over cutting down of trees, right? So the woodcutters and the lumberjacks are working here, but it's looking good. Lots of trees are also regrowing here. So this is of course our forester hut doing the job here. So that seems to be about right for now. Also down here in the valley there was a lot of fog, but now finally we can see the river also. Unfortunately we don't have a river close to my village. That will of course also be a lovely sight indeed. While the farm is under construction, we also need to lay out fields. There you go. So for Emma, for example, we do have then this whole side here. And let's just go ahead and make us one big field for that whole side. It probably goes all the way up here. Could this work then? Yeah, I think this could work nicely. We could even make it a bit bigger if I want to, up here. Something like that. Looks about right. Perfect. Field number 1. And here we can now decide what we want to have. So Emma, we have 88%. Flax is 61%. So for this year, or let's actually rotate it once again. So we are going to have Emmer for this year, even though this year there's not going to be any harvest, right? So let's go with 2 times Emmer here and then Flax. And we'll just see what happens then. And on that side here, we can then have the fields for the barley as well. So that would be barley that we have. And yeah, we are probably going to start here with the red, more or less. But primarily yellow space. And then we could have it like so. This is not looking so bad. I mean, it's a field after all. We could also have it like so. And then also probably a smaller one just behind here. Even though, of course, workforce is required for all of this. And also here, let's decide it. So Emmer is still the best option that we have right now. We don't need to rotate it. I think really that rotation increases the fertility in this game at the moment. Crop rotation triggers after a fully harvest to activate and the first day of spring. Oh, it can bring back lost fertility. So after all, actually, it is counting that, right? So we could say Emmer, then we leave it fallow, and then we go with Emmer again, for example, on this tiny field here. I definitely want to have some Flax. We could also go with fallow, and then Flax, and then Emmer again. Now, bear in mind, the last time that I did some Emmer harvest, there was just way too much of it. So we'll just see how this one goes. And here I can go then with barley, definitely. Then we keep it fallow, and then I'm going with Emmer. Right, so that I have, or we could actually go with 2 times barley. Let's do this, because I have plenty of Emmer already. But of course, first we need to finish this field, or this farm here. Still going to take a while. Now, also, I do have finally some timber left over for a trade post. Let's go ahead and have it right here beside the main road, so that any kind of trader doesn't need to waste so much time. I think we actually need to build it here, so when a trader passes by, he can purchase it right away. But then again, I have no clear indication of that. Let's have it... we do need 2 of them, right? We do need the livestock trader and we do need the trading post. I could have them on either side of the road then. Yeah, this makes sense. So let's have the trading post here. And then we have later on the livestock trader like this on the other side. Going to take a while because, of course, the farm already takes a lot of time. And as we can see, lots of people are on the construction site here. This is one of the major buildings that you can have in this game right now. And of course, constructing it will take time. Though I think it is looking really, really idyllic here. Absolutely. And I also love that fields just naturally let stuff grow around them, right? So like bushes and then even some smaller trees and then also some bigger trees again. Lovely. Ah, very good. At least we got the roof of the side house. So this is only the storage house. Where we're also going to thresh the grain then. The main building is still not even a foundation yet. Also, thanks to the elevation, these farmers here will have a nice view over the city. Really lovely. You have, since we're a bit higher here, we can see over the city there as well. And nope, it's not winter. It's May, and even now in the valley it's foggy. Down there, when it's raining. So I really wonder what happens when you build in there. Do you then see that much fog all year? Because this would be really hard to build then. Finally also, construction has started of the main building. So many workers. I would also like to add priorities to the fields. So the highest priority takes the field with the emmer and the flax, the biggest field as well, so that we get a good harvest out of that. Second priority takes my barley field. And the third priority, so only when those two are finished, is taking the smaller emmer field then here. I think this is pretty important, otherwise we just get a lot of barley perhaps and no emmer. So lots of alcohol but no food. And there it is, construction of the farm has finished, so we can assign now some people to that. Let's start with 3. I definitely want to keep one unassigned family still available to me. And they will now be able then to work these fields. Construction resumes for the trading post, another very important building that we'll need then right here at the main road. Also going to take a while. And I noticed that my food is a bit low there, so meat is not really being produced at the moment. I hope it's not a bug or something like that. Let's have a look at my hunters. Procrastinating. And here, anyone hunting? No, they're also procrastinating. They're just standing around. Alright, that's because the wild animals are 20 and 18 and the hunters stop working after that. So unfortunately I cannot get any more food in with the meat, and the berries are also full. Yeah, so or are almost well, they're still not empty, but they're going down there. Where's my forager hut? 2 people there. I need to be careful about my food right now. The 2 hunters of course will still continue hunting, but it's not that much meat anymore. And I think there's no other game anywhere on my map here. Unfortunately not. It's okay, it's okay. Don't panic yet. We do have still stuff that we can counter that. The trading post, for example, getting some money in. We could import some food then, so we need to really get that harvest here going. I've reassigned now. I'm reassigning 2 more of the hunters to the farm, right? Because at the hunter it's fine for 1 hunter for each of these. And they can do the job then. While the farms are now fully working, right? So they're plowing right now, as we can see. And they're all on the field. But of course, it's a massive field, so it's going to take a while. But they've got all year for this one now. That's their job. Food-wise, I could go ahead and get us some more vegetable gardens, to be honest. Do this. Okay, those guys there. And trading post has been finished, so we still have 1 more person. Let's assign it to the trading post. And yeah, we can finally start trading. Let's go ahead and see what we have as a surplus. I'm pretty sure we have lots of raw materials like pelt. Let's export pelts to a target level of, yeah, let's make it 60, I think. That would be safe to say. That we can already export quite a bit of that. I think that's the only raw material. Firewood we have plenty of. We could also start exporting then iron ore, right? So export. And let's go to a target of 15. And is there someone working at the iron mine yet? Yes, there is someone working. We have got 46. Oh, yeah, tools. Stop. Let's not go with the... Let's export tools. To a target of, let's make it 25, right? Even though tools is really cheap, too. Take that in comparison to the iron ore, that's 3. Right, the iron ore is more valuable than the tools. Interesting. I keep them both active, but let's say iron ore is at 20 minimum. Nah, 15 will be fine. Any surplus is being sold. Nothing else I could sell for now though. Right, we should be careful there. Generating some wealth with that. That's the important thing now. And there's the first coin. 28 wealth we have made. Out of some pelts that have been sold by this, being purchased by this trader here. I hope he knows what he's doing. That's a very steep decline there. Holy cow. Poor horse. Trying to get into the foggy area there now. So far so good. And with that wealth, well, we can finally also start doing some more permanent things. Like chicken coops. Go ahead and get us the first chicken coops out there. Permanent, I say, because they produce all year, right? Where the vegetable gardens, I think harvest season comes in now with them. So there should be a bit of food now coming up or popping up them as vegetables. But the eggs are being produced all year, while this one has its circles, right? The plot is now being under construction, so it's going to take a while for the The chickens are already there. They don't have a roof yet. That's it. Oh, that was quick. They're already done with plowing and also sowing. So we are now just having a crop growth here. They're done with this huge field there and can now move to the other ones as they are doing it right now, to my barley field. So that was all emmer now, and the estimated harvest will be 208 emmer than all wheat, right? But that is happening in 76 days already. So this year we're going to have a harvest. Yeah, this autumn harvest will already be possible. Oh, that's a good thing. So I think we could survive winter after all, though it is still close. Some more coins, 64 actually. With that, I would like to go ahead and get us more chickens out there. So also one more here. This is all being used now, the one I'm not using. And here we can then have, yeah, let's also use some of that for the goats here. So the first goats will be moving in now. And with that, also some milk that we can finally get out of our village then. Perfect. So fuel is fine. Yeah, food, we're struggling with that right now hard. I could also try to just wait for a bit of coin now to come in, and we can use this one then to, you know, import some food. Especially as an emergency measure, I could do this. But I'm confident right now that we will get enough out of the fields here, because this one is already growing now. And this one here is also finished with plowing, so they will now work on the sowing then as well. And then that's it again. So I think we will also see a barley harvest this year. And even the small field could work just nicely. So I could work on my next constructions then. That would be the windmill. Very important that we can get this one done. And yeah, that's a very good area here. So we got 96% efficiency with the windmill, because it's pretty open, right? Here, for example, that's only 16% because it's surrounded by all the wood, the trees. But here we got a perfect fertility. Just across the farm we could do it, or a bit closer to my industry zone. I think we're going with a bit closer to the industry zone. So 90% over here, that is still perfectly fine. However, I would like to reserve this one here for a big church. So we do need to make sure that I can still squeeze in the church then, like this, right? Yeah, so 90% efficiency is fine for me. Let's build the windmill then right over there by the fields. And the church can just easily be squeezed in like this then, right? So it's cornering a bit there to the windmill, but that's fine. And the ovens, the oven then for the bread is probably having a bit of space then. Yeah, perfect in this area there, for example. That would be then the ideal. So we can have the road here, finish this area there, and then have the oven being squeezed in here. I hope this is still working now. There you go. This is what I like to see, just beside my smithy and my storehouse, or here it would also make sense. Construction has already started. Now the thing is, we have a lot of timber, right? So I could of course easily expand right now my population with more burrs, but I'm not doing this because we are already down on food, and I don't know how much more we can actually sustain there, because right now we don't have a sustainable economy. Right now food is really problematic, and we will not survive this winter if it continues like that. So hopefully I'm hoping for a good harvest now, really. Honestly, that's the only thing we can do. And also for building up some wealth so that we can import food. But these hunters are really not producing any more food. The animals are stuck at 20. So if there's 21, then one deer gets slaughtered. But then they wait again for it to regrow, and it's just regrowing very slowly. So I didn't have this problem in the last playthrough. Perhaps because of the higher difficulty settings, we have this problem now. But my hunters stopped producing serious production, right? So it's really just a bit that tickles in there, but it's not sustainable anymore. The windmill door is almost completed, so even if the meat is not coming in, hopefully the bread will come in, but we can only hope. For now, we can enjoy the scenery. After all, it's a good summertime. Stay tuned.